Well, some good hobby news for a change. SGC pricing has gone down, but there's a catch. Stay tuned. To all my sports card collectors, investors, all of my collectibles friends, we've got a double header today, 2 videos in one day, if you can believe it, but I thought this was really worth sharing. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button, the like button. It helps us get the word out. We appreciate you stopping by. Also, connect with me on Instagram at thepersonalfinancedad or on Twitter, thepersonalfinancedad. A lot of negative news lately about group submitting in general, just some of the things that have been going on in the hobby. And we've had kind of isolated incidents where folks have kind of jumped on and said, why would I ever use a group sub, or why would I do that? And valid question for certain people. It's going to depend on kind of what you want to get out of the group submission and what your goals are, etc. But there are reasons to use a group submitter. I'm going to share my experience today with a company, with a group that I've been working with here recently. I don't have long experience, full disclosure. I don't have a ton of experience with this particular group. I'm on my first submission, but I like what I've seen so far, and they have a very good reputation. I'm submitting with Baubles and Ball Cards through SGC. So SGC is who I'm subbing with, but it's through Baubles and Ball Cards. There's a few different reasons why I'm using them. I had some interaction on YouTube with Baubles. I'll call him. He did tell me his first name, but I just call him Baubles because I like it. Baubles. It's got a ring to it. He invited me to his Facebook group, and so you have kind of community built in where you can ask people questions, you can talk about different submissions and stuff. He has his own YouTube channel as well, Baubles and Ball Cards, and he shows off kind of previews for the submissions that are going in. So just kind of cool experience, something that I have not heard of, and just kind of some things that he does above and beyond. Big reason why people do use group submitters is pricing, and I'll share with you an announcement that he had just made that is pretty big, I think. You tell me. Tell me in the comments if this is a big deal to you. It might not be, but it is for me. So typically when you submit directly to SGC, it's $30 a card with declared value, I believe, up to $1,500. Through the group submitter, through Baubles and Ball Cards, it has been $25 a card, but they just recently announced $23 a card. This is brand new pricing that starts with their February submission, $23 a card. So that's a $7 a card savings. That's a big per card savings in my opinion. Additionally, SGC just rolled out $75 for 5-day turnaround. If you're working directly through the group submitter, it's $50. $25 a card by working through the group submitter. So that's, to me, again, that's massive. I don't have to do a lot of the legwork. I just kind of box it up, fill out a form, send it over to Baubles, and he takes care of it for me. Additionally, now SGC has new pricing for the 1 to 3 day turnaround. It was $250. Now it's $125. That's cut in half. And so SGC, one of the companies that's really been on top of their backlog and getting the turnaround, under control, for that $23 or the $30 if you're going direct with SGC. It's about a 25 to 30 day total turnaround time right now. Of course, that can vary depending on, volume and everything else. But I do assume that especially with PSA's pricing kind of moving downward, a lot of the grading companies are going to have to adjust to that, SGC being one of them. I'm kind of speculating here, but I assume that with PSA kind of moving downward, they're starting to open things up. SGC is going to respond in turn with kind of doing similar things. And so this is really exciting because this is to me in particular for SGC, I'm getting top-notch grading. It's a 20+ year company that's been around. I like the black, the tux, the black and white tux slab. It's neutral, so when you do have a card that's got a lot of color on it, it really pops against kind of that neutral slab. So I'm a big SGC fan in general. The price point, the turnaround time, the value. I understand the resale value for some cards might not be as high as what PSA resale value is, but that might be temporary. That's not something that is set in stone. That can change. That the market decides that. And so I wanted to bring this pricing information to your attention, and then also just a good experience I've had with a group submitter so far. Granted, I'm still in my first submission, but they do have a good reputation. They have long-time folks that have been doing it with them for years. And so I think that's, that's important to state as well. Also, I'm not getting any sort of, I'm not affiliated, I'm not getting any sort of payout from Bobbles to share this information. I just think that in a world where there's a lot of negative news in the sports card hobby, it's also important to balance that out currently with some good stuff too. It doesn't mean that every group submitter is a bad group submitter. It's kind of like anytime you read a piece of news, any sort of news, whether it's mainstream news, independent news, whatever, it's probably one isolated incident, and then of course it gets blown up into being much more than that. So the hobby is strong. Believe it or not, the hobby, I believe, is strong. Card shows are going bananas. Card shops are busy. Product is selling out. It's still going. It's still going. It's going to continue to go. But again, I wanted to share this with you. Let me know in the comments if you have had a good experience with the group submitter. Maybe you're working with Bobbles as well. Bobbles and ball cards. Throw some feedback into the comments. And again, guys, have an amazing rest of your day. Stay healthy. Stay awesome. I will talk to you again later.